You're manifesting this video right now because there's a part of you that is still hiding. That is still hiding because you feel like you're not yet ready to reveal yourself to the world. But at the same time, you know something is happening. Something is about to land in your life. And what you're meant to experience will require that extra layer of you being really seen, that truest, rawest, most authentic part of you to be seen. And that can scare you a little bit. Or maybe you don't feel 100% ready. I'm hearing that your soul mission has been calling you, knocking at your doors, telling you that you just need to peel this layer back. Okay, and then it's game over. I'm feeling that someone's here that I'm connecting with at this perfect frequency, that you're about to start something. Maybe you have started it, but it's like very small. Or maybe you're kind of on the path, but I feel like there's something new that is waiting for you to start. I feel like there's a new beginning. I'm hearing there's a new beginning waiting for you right now. And you've been kind of just feeling it. It's like you feel it like swirling, you feeling it orbiting around you, but it's like, you know, honey, that it requires that extra layer of you being peeled back. So what that means that you could be actually feeling that for you to do this thing, your soul mission, you need to tell your story. Okay, you need to okay, there we go. You need to show yourself in a more real, raw, authentic version that maybe you've never, shared before. Maybe there's something that you need to share to the world, but then you're afraid because it's a story related to your parents, your upbringing, the people that you try to protect your entire life. I'm feeling that there's something or there's someone that you're trying to protect, but it's not about them, it's about you. That's what I'm hearing. I'm channeling through your higher self, your God consciousness, what you know deeply to be true within you. And it's not about them, it's about you sharing your truth. So what is your truth? And do you believe that your truth is worth sharing, worth stepping into, worth embodying? I feel like I'm connecting with someone who has a lot of wisdom. You're a wisdom sharer, you know that? You're a wisdom sharer. You've been seated with really profound wisdom. And why you have been seated with that is because you've lived lifetimes, and you play the role of the guide, of the healer, of the wisdom sharer, as of the teacher. And even in this life, you haven't stepped into that fully, but I feel like there's that guide within you that you're meant to share and help others through sharing yourself, your experiences, and who you truly are at a core level, and what you know deeply to be true at a core level. And maybe that scares you to death because you lived your life, in this 3D matrix, and hiding behind your job title, hiding behind who you really are, and hiding behind all these masks for so long that it feels weird to be real. You don't even know what being real is because you've been kind of faking it. And the song that I hear for you, when I'm feeling into this message, it's called Bad Liar by Imagine Dragons. Look me in the eyes, tell me what you see. Some perfect paradise falling at the seams. I wish I could face it. I don't wanna escape it, or something. I can't. Oh no. I wish I could escape it, but something. But I'm a bad liar, okay? Okay, don't even comment that I'm a bad singer, okay? But this is the whole thing that I'm feeling for you, is that you've been hiding, but you're not good at hiding. You're like a bad liar, as in your starseedness, your light warriorness, your ET-ness, right? Your uniqueness wants to be free, wants to seep through. And you've been hiding your entire life, but it feels ugh, icky. Like you want to escape it. You don't want to fake it anymore. And that's the song that I'm hearing for you. You're here to ask yourself, why am I still lying to myself and others about who and what I truly am? Because you've been surrounded yourself throughout your life with people who don't understand you, and maybe people who you feel that they are stuck in the world, whatever that world is, the 3D world. And you feel like, if you were to really be out, and outspoken and just be who you are, it's gonna be weird because they haven't met that version of you. And they're gonna be like, who's that? And what I'm hearing right now when I'm connecting with your higher self and your God consciousness is you were never meant to be imprisoned. And it is your mind that imprisons you. You live in a free world. You have to know that, okay? There's freedom available for you. And if you're watching this video right now and you're hearing these words, these are not coincidences. These are channel messages that something that you know deeply to be true, that you're here to be free. You're here because you belong in the free world. You're here because your God consciousness, your higher self, the new earth is calling you. And maybe you don't call it your God consciousness or your new earth consciousness or whatever. Labels don't matter. But I feel that deeply in your heart, in your soul, you know that you belong in the new world. The old world is not where you belong. That's why it feels icky. And you're in that transitioning phase right now where you have to decide either loop, whatever, that has been happening, go back and forth and you'll be in a loop, or you take a leap and change your entire life and shift timeline. Yeah, I feel like you're in that in-between phase right now where I believe it is the hardest. That's where most people connect with me and, come into my community. If you're new here, I have a free community called Awaken down below. You can join for free. There's extra activations, resources, and I post in there. Some of my private posts were at the top 10 spiritual community on school.com, babe. So it's pretty hot, pretty lit. Okay, join. I believe that you're at this phase in your life where you can't hide who you are anymore. You can't hide what you are, what you know, your wisdom, your gifts, your healing abilities, your knowledge, your power anymore. And it's not your weakness that scares you, it is your power that terrifies you. I'm connecting with a beautiful, freaking beautiful, gorgeous soul. I feel so emotional. I could cry right now. You have a beautiful heart. That I'm connecting with someone who is so ready to share herself or himself to the world. And at the same time, you're dealing and you're doing some cleanup in your personal life and finding the courage to do it. And what I'm here to channel through for you is, it's not about what you do, okay? It's not about what you do. It's about embodying who you are and seeing your own worth and your own value as just being. And I'll share this with you, and I believe that it's gonna help you. Like the message and the vision that I got personally for me to do my light work and show up here on YouTube, which I do every day, not because someone forced me, because I know that's what I'm here to do. So if you wanna join our community here on YouTube, subscribe and hit the like. That it's not something that I'm here to do specifically. I'm not here to make content about this or make videos about this. It's not about what I do, what I say even. It's about the energy that I show up with, the energy that I embody. And I believe that's the most powerful thing that I can do for you, for me, for all of us. It's me being me. So I could be here talking about the moon cycles, which I do, I've talked about the portals. I could be here talking about channel messages. I could be here talking about how to be in your divine union and inner union. I could be talking about freaking anything and everything under the sky. It doesn't freaking matter. but it's the energy that I bring forth, my genuine energy of authenticity, of love, of light, of someone who genuinely gives a shit about you, and I believe you can feel it. I think that is the thing that matters the most, and that's what I was shown. That I'm not here to be like, okay, yeah, I want the most likes, the most views, the most whatever. Like, it's, if I could be that energy to awaken the same energy within you that you already know, awaken that love within you, remind you that you're a magnificent divine being. If I could show up in my true authentic nature, it doesn't matter what I do. It doesn't matter what I say. It doesn't matter how I do it. I have the creative freedom for that. But what really matters is that I do show up. I do show up as me. So that's why I make this a commitment and a devotion. And this is what I teach in my coaching containers and my activations down below. Feel free to browse, guys, under the pinned comments and the description. I have resources for you, okay? That I believe when you are ready to activate in your soul mission, you have to deeply know that it is a self-mastery process. A self-mastery process knowing that your value doesn't come from what you do. It comes from who you are. Okay? That's why I always say, healers are not like, I heal you. That's not true healers. True healers, natural healers, they show up in their healed frequency. And anyone that gets to interact or be in the presence of the energy feels healed, feels at peace, are reminded of their loving nature, getting inspiring thoughts and enthusiasm for life. That's a true healer, because before you open your mouth, before you do anything, you're just in your being and people can feel it, right? Has it ever happened to you that you feel someone's light and presence and healing frequency, and then they don't even notice that you're there, right? They haven't talked to you, they haven't spoken a word, but then you just feel so good in their energy. That's a true healer. So if you know that you're destined to be a guide, a healer, an architect, an engineer, a co-creator of the New Earth consciousness, it's important for you to master your own energy, right? Know thyself, master thyself. Join my Awaken community if you want to stay in touch, guys. I host events in there. You can have access to the past recordings, and you can work with me and stuff like that. It's important for us to remember that, why are we faking? Why are we living an untrue life? At some point in your life, you're gonna question everything. And the moment you begin to question, things will feel very dense. You show up at that job at the time that is not favorable for you, at the time that disrupts your hormones, and you do the things that you don't even like, and the boss and the employers and the co-workers, they don't really treat you well. And you're in relationship with friends and lovers who treat you badly, honestly, and they don't respect your time and energy and body. And at some point, you have to ask yourself, why the F am I settling for this? Because that's what you were taught, that this is all it gets. Right? It's about going through the motions. That's why most people never stop and ask themselves, who am I? Why am I here? They all want this freaking fast answer. Tina, tell me my soul purpose. Tina, tell me this. Tina, tell me that. Do you sit with yourself? Right? Can you sit with yourself? Can you get to know yourself? What's the point of me telling you everything? You're not gonna accept it. Because what I tell you, your ego cannot accept it. I've worked with thousands of clients over the years, guys, thousands. So I know right away when someone's in their ego, you know, thinking that they're spiritual, or someone who's actually done the work and in their wisdom. I know right away. Okay? Based on the questions you ask. Based on when and how you say, I don't know. Based on when you want quick fixes versus actually doing the work. Because the truth is, the answer to this life is very simple. Most people cannot comprehend that. Most people cannot even master their attention. Can you stay on this video? Can you breathe? Can you know that in this moment nothing else matters than what's in front of you? Can you eat to eat and not eat and scroll TikTok at the same time? You can't even master the basic things, okay? Then you're here like, oh, why can't I visualize? Why can't I see things? Why can't I connect with my true version? I'll tell you why. Because you can't even connect with this present moment. It's like you're trying to jump when you can't even walk. So this is the time where we have to really tap into that energy of, what am I doing? Why am I surrounding myself with all these chaos? Why am I wearing masks, and why am I letting this world distract me from my purpose, from my divinity? And let me tell you, this 3D world is designed for that. It's designed to distract you. It's designed to take your attention away. You know, that's why I tell you, like, you know, that's why there's like the 5 senses, right? They have the flashing lights. They blast the loud music. They have perfume and scent everywhere. They have people, hey, here advertisement. Hey, here, look at my, you know, twerking video and cat videos, right? Like these, you're bombarded. Your attention is not trained. You don't sit with yourself. You don't get to know yourself. You expect answers. You know what these are? Instant gratifications. You expect right away. And you become lazy. And you become, how you say? I don't know what the word is. Like bratty, like a spoiled brat. But spirituality doesn't work like that. True mastery doesn't work like that. I believe, I don't know if you've seen that documentary of like the master sushi chef from Japan, and I from my memory is like, if you want to train to be a master sushi chef, you have to be like washing rice for like a freaking year or 2 years, like straight up. That's all you can do. Okay, you just have to be that apprentice and wash rice only. You have to master washing rice for 2 years. And then you can be in the kitchen, and then you can touch the knife. You know? And here you are trying to, like, you know, skip the steps. You can't. Right? Like, for me to be who I am, and for me to have the wisdom and the mastery that I have, I don't do things like most people. And most people are not willing to do what I do. You don't know how I live my life. You don't know what I've gone through. You don't know what devotions I make to my life. You know, I walked away from the 9 to 5, 8, 9 years ago. Not knowing what's up, not knowing where money's gonna come from, not knowing who the F I am now without all these labels that I was this person in the matrix. I had to start from scratch, and that was scary. But my soul was thirsty for something like that, was thirsty for the truth. Can you imagine living your life for, you know, some years without knowing where it's going? I was in the void. It was scary. But because I endured, and that's how I found myself. I have to be lost in order to be found. So remember, you have to allow yourself to get lost and be comfortable with it in order for you to be found. You have to ask and know what God is. You have to ask the question, and that's where your journey will begin to take place. You know, the amount of time I devote to my morning inner practices, I don't want to call it meditation. It's not meditation. It's just me connecting with the source consciousness. You know, how many hours in a day that I sit in silence, how many days, how many birthdays, how many months that I spent in solitude, in hermit mode. Are you willing to do that? To know yourself? Most people won't, and I'm not saying that you have to do that. But I know the people who've done this kind of work, they'll find who they are, because God can only reveal itself in silence. That's why they say, be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am God. And most people cannot be still. They have problem. Okay? And I'm not talking about your ADHD problem. I'm talking about taking control of your attention, taking control of your mind, taking control of your reality. So when I'm feeling into you, the beautiful soul that is listening still to this point, I know that you have certain masteries in your life. I can feel it. You're very masterful. But it's important for you to know that you're already destined to do what you know you came here to do. You don't have to question it. You just have to just go for it. Like, I already know that my destiny is to be a spiritual master from a young age. And I already knew that I'm meant to do certain things, to be known, to be seen. And I resisted that for a long time. I'm like, who am I? Who am I? Who am I to be talking about this? Who am I to share this? Who am I? I didn't go through any formal trainings. I didn't, But I really believe that our destinies are being shown to us. And we either trust it and flow with it, and it just unfolds in the easiest way, or we make it harder on ourselves and see only with our physical eyes and only agree on what the 3D world tells us. You have to be able to create things from your seed of thought. I was inviting you to my free awaken community on school.com. And, it's a top 10 spiritual communities on there. And I'm the top 1% community creator, or whatever they call it, okay? I only found out recently. But the thing is, I would see the division already. That is my path. So that's why, when I joined things like, what was it? Clubhouse back in the day. Some of you guys know me. From there, it's like a live radio podcast type thing. Like I was in the #1 manifestation room. I was a co-host at the daily manifestation show on there. And, there's like a lot of very big names or whatever, famous people, and then there's me, right? And at the time, I didn't have a big following or anything, but I was in those rooms, and I was always at the top. Why? It's because it's destined. I don't even have to try, because I said yes to my destiny beyond actually knowing why me, beyond knowing what's so special about me. But the thing is, it won't go away. Like when you have a destiny, when you have a vision of, hey, I'm meant to speak on stages. Hey, I'm meant to be a known author. Hey, I'm meant to be seen by millions of people. You're seated with these visions, and all you have to do is say yes. That's the Mary code, the Mother Mary code. When she was seated with the vision from the angel that, hey, you're going to be birthing baby Jesus as a virgin. She's like, she didn't say, oh my God, how the F, right? She said, yes, God. Okay. And so it is, right? These are all symbolic. These are all stories, codes for you to know how manifestation works. You just have to say yes when you're seated with the vision. So I know that if you're watching this, you have been seeded with a vision, any sort of vision, whether it's having a mass impact, whether it's to share your healing abilities, working with women in a circle, or hosting retreats, or having a store, or selling certain, beautiful products. Whatever it is, you've seen it, okay? So now I need you to sit up straighter, believe in yourself, say yes, let go and let God. Okay? I need you to be confident, but confident, confide, trust. That word confidence is reminding you that you already have confidence in something, you already trust in something, but trust in what? Trust in fear, trust in doubt, or trust in God? Because it's the God code that creates everything on this earth. You and me, all the things, okay? So why shouldn't you trust that energy? Why shouldn't you trust your creator energy? It knows better than you. Only your ego thinks it knows everything. It needs to make sense of everything. And that's what the trap is. Okay. And if you made it to this far, I know that you're very special. And I mean it. I know you're very special because I feel it. I feel you right here. I feel you right here. And what this is you're about to speak something. A truth is meant to come out of you, but you need to show up for it. Your throat chakra is unblocking as you're listening to the transmission of this video. You're meant to share your truth. You're meant to be honest about who you are. You're not meant to lie anymore because you're a bad liar. Remember that song from Imagine Dragons? Okay? Give me a blue heart emoji if you made it this far so I know who you are. Let me know down below what comes through for you. I love to connect. I want to know what your truth is, what comes up for you. It means so much to me to have you a part of my community in any way, shape, or form. If you feel called to meet with me one-on-one, link is down below. This is Tina Wong. I love you so much. And I'll see you on the next one.